Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds finally revealed new info about one of number one's past relationships almost 60 years after the character was introduced. Directed by Jordan Canning and written by Dana Horgan and Henry Alonso Myers, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 8, 4.5 Vulcans, is the series' latest farce about Lieutenant Spock's pointy-eared race. When Captain Christopher Pike, Lieutenant Lon Noonien Singh, Nurse Christine Chapel, and Ensign Nyota Uhura are genetically altered into Vulcans but can't be turned back, LT. Commander Una Chin Riley realizes there is someone who can help, her ex. Number 1 and Spock call upon Una's former lover, who does come through and reverts the Vulcanized Starfleet officers back to their human selves, but every new revelation about LT. Commander Chin Riley's past relationship is worthy of a famous Vulcan raised eyebrow. LT, Commander Una Chin Riley used to date a Vulcan named Doug, a Vulcan spiritualist, a genius artist, a mathematician, and a wonderful gardener. According to a breathlessly smitten Una, Doug is equally passionate about his Illyrian former paramour. Number 1 warns Spock about too much chemistry between herself and Doug, and they are indeed hot for each other. Before Una roped Spock into pretending to be her husband, Orusa Doug immediately saw through the diminutive Vulcan revealed that he and Chin Riley hadn't seen each other for 15 years. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3 takes place in 2261, so Una and Doug were together circa 2246 a year after the launch of the Constitution-class USS Enterprise. In the 60 years since number 1 was introduced, there was no information about any of Una's past love affairs. Number 1 had no love interest in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds until Doug came back into her life. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 8 ended with Una taking shore leave to reconnect with Doug. In a way, there is logic to Una Chin Riley being uncontrollably attracted to Vulcan. When number 1 first debuted in Star Trek, the original series, The Cage, she was the cool, emotionless, and logical first officer, and Leonard Nimoy's Mr. Spock character hadn't been defined. When Spock was chosen as the only Star Trek character to survive the series' retooling, number 1's traits were transferred to the Vulcan. Fans have yearned to learn more about number 1's backstory, but no one could have expected a torrid past relationship with a Vulcan named Doug. Patton Oswalt was also genius casting as a comedic foil for Rebecca Romijn and Ethan Peck. Along with her love for Gilbert and Sullivan, every dollop of new info about LT. Commander Una Chin Riley on Star Trek: Strange New Worlds continues to be fascinating. 60 years after Star Trek, the original series TOS first hit television screens in 1966, the franchise is still boldly going where no story has gone before. With dozens of series, films, and expanded lore spanning decades, the legacy of Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy, and their crew continues to inspire new generations. Yet, just when fans think they know everything about the classic crew, Star Trek proves it still has surprises hidden among the stars. In a daring twist of canon, the latest installment in the franchise has revealed a shocking backstory for one of TOS's most enduring icons, a revelation that not only reshapes the way audiences understand the character, but also deepens the very heart of Trek's mythology. Among the pantheon of TOS icons, some characters have remained enigmatic. While Kirk's brash confidence and Spock's Vulcan heritage were explored at length, others in the Enterprise crew often remained shrouded in mystery. Starfleet officers like Montgomery Scotty Scott, Hikaru Sulu, and Pavel Chekhov were beloved but rarely given the same narrative spotlight. Now, 60 years later, Star Trek writers have chosen to crack open the past of none other than Nyota Uhura. The Enterprise's legendary communications officer, portrayed originally by Nichelle Nichols, has long been a symbol of inclusivity, trailblazing representation, and unflappable professionalism. While modern iterations like Celia Rose Gooding's younger Uhura on Strange New Worlds, have begun fleshing out her formative years. The newest revelation uncovers a secret so astonishing that it reframes her entire arc. The new story arc reveals that Uhura was not only a gifted linguist with an extraordinary ear for alien communication, but also a child survivor of a covert Starfleet Black Ops program. Decades before her service on the Enterprise, Starfleet intelligence conducted experiments during the tense days of the Federation Klingon Cold War. Their goal: to create officers capable of intuitively deciphering and adapting to alien languages at speeds no technology could match. Unknown to her, Uhura was one of the final subjects of this clandestine program as a child. She believed her remarkable linguistic gifts were purely natural, nurtured by her upbringing and education in Africa. But the truth reveals that her talents were sharpened by Federation scientists who exposed her to experimental neuro-linguistic training, pushing her mind to absorb and process language at superhuman levels. This revelation isn't portrayed as a betrayal of her character, but as an added dimension, one that explains her uncanny skill with deciphering alien transmissions that often baffled even advanced Federation computers. The once subtle detail that she could pick up a Romulan dialect or soothe a frightened alien with flawless translation now gains an entirely new weight. The backstory also exposes one of Trek's most uncomfortable truths. The Federation is not always the utopian, flawless society it claims to be. From Section 31 to shadowy wartime experiments, Star Trek has long hinted that Starfleet's hands are not entirely clean. Uhura's past reaffirms that even icons of hope and progress were shaped by morally dubious choices. What makes this revelation so powerful is how it intersects with her legacy. Uhura, throughout TOS, remained calm, compassionate, and brilliant under pressure. She stood as a beacon of diplomacy and understanding. Yet now, viewers learn that her empathy may have been forged through trauma, her childhood hijacked in service of Federation security. This moral complexity doesn't tarnish her heroism. It amplifies it. Uhura isn't simply extraordinary because she was chosen by Starfleet's secret program. She's extraordinary because she transcended that manipulation and chose, again and again, to use her gifts for peace, compassion, and connection rather than war. A connection to Strange New Worlds. For fans of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, the backstory ties neatly into threads the show has already woven. The younger Uhura on the USS Enterprise under Captain Pike is portrayed as brilliant but haunted, carrying survivor's guilt after losing her parents in a shuttle accident. The revelation of her ties to the Federation's linguistic program now recontextualizes her hesitance to commit fully to Starfleet. Perhaps she wasn't just wrestling with grief, but also grappling subconsciously with memories of her unusual upbringing. Celia Rose Gooding's Uhura has already resonated with audiences for her humanity and depth. This backstory adds a haunting new layer to her performance, one that bridges the gap between the bright-eyed cadet of Strange New Worlds and the seasoned, composed officer of TOS. Nichelle Nichols' legacy. For longtime fans, this reveal carries an emotional resonance tied directly to Nichelle Nichols' groundbreaking role. Nichols not only broke barriers as one of the first Black women in a major television role, but also inspired generations, including real-world astronauts like Mae Jemison and engineers at NASA. By giving Uhura such a profound, complex backstory, the franchise honors Nichols' impact by ensuring her character remains one of the richest in Star Trek canon. Rather than relegating her to a background role, the writers elevate her into a central figure of Starfleet history, someone whose journey embodies both the promise and the contradictions of the Federation itself. Fan reactions. Divided but intrigued. Unsurprisingly, the reveal has sparked heated debate among Trekkies. Some purists argue that it undermines the organic brilliance of Uhura by attributing her talents to experimental manipulation. Others counter that the backstory only enhances her legacy, demonstrating her resilience and agency in spite of her origins. On forums and social media, Fans have pointed out that this revelation mirrors Spock's struggles with his hybrid identity or Julian Bashir's genetically enhanced past in Deep Space Nine. Trek has always embraced characters wrestling with the ethical consequences of science, and Uhura now joins that tradition in a way that feels both consistent and groundbreaking. A story still being written, perhaps the most exciting aspect of this revelation is its potential for storytelling. Will future series dive deeper into the remnants of this secret Starfleet program? Could younger characters, perhaps even cadets influenced by Uhura's example, uncover similar truths? And how might this change the way fans view pivotal TOS episodes, such as The Trouble with Tribbles or The Tholian Web, where Uhura's quick thinking saved lives? The beauty of Trek's 60-year legacy is that it continues to evolve. By daring to reveal new truths about old heroes, the franchise ensures that these characters are never static. They grow, adapt, and inspire anew for every generation. Conclusion: boldly going backwards to go forwards. Star Trek's decision to reveal Nyota Uhura's shocking backstory 60 years after her debut is more than a twist of canon. It's a statement about the enduring power of storytelling. In giving her a secret past tied to the Federation's darker history, Trek enriches her legacy without erasing her heroism. It reminds us that the greatest icons are not flawless paragons, but individuals who rise above their circumstances, who transform adversity into empathy and strength. Uhura, once thought to be simply the calm voice at the Enterprise's comms, is now revealed as something even greater: a survivor, a truth-teller, and a hero who embodies both the light and shadows of the Federation she served. And in doing so, Star Trek proves that even after 6 decades, the final frontier is still full of surprises. Would you like me to shape this into more of a magazine-style spoiler article like your bold and beautiful requests, with more dramatic flourishes, and what this means for the future sections? Or keep it in this more balanced, Lord Deep analysis style? Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.